And the reality of the situation is that I think as long as it's not continued targeted harassment towards other players in the WNBA, like Aja Wilson's friend, like that dude has, first of all, the guy was banned from teaching because he hit a kid, and then is allowed in WNBA circles. I don't know how.
The truth of the matter is, as long as the behavior doesn't turn into ongoing harassment towards other players in the WNBA, it's not something to be overly concerned about. Take AJ Wilson's situation, for example. The guy who was banned from teaching after an incident with a kid, but somehow ended up in the WNBA circle. It's confusing, to say the least. Right now, Angel Reese is back in the spotlight, but this time, it's not about something...
I don't think people realize, like, it's not personal. Like, once we get out between those lines, like, if I see you walking down the street, like, it's, hey, girl, like, what's up? Let's hang out. Like, I think people just take it like we hate each other. Like, me and Caitlin Clark don't hate each other.
Directly. The latest online firestorm started because of a comment made by one of her close friends, and it's creating quite a buzz. The drama has even caught the attention of Caitlin Clark, Angel's rival on the court. The question now is, did this comment spark jealousy, or is there something deeper at play here in their rivalry? Let's break it down. What a lot of people don't understand is that, when it comes to basketball, the rivalry stays on the court. Once the game is over, there's no animosity. If I saw Caitlin Clark walking down the street, I'd say, hey girl, how's it going? It's not about hating each other. Angel and Caitlin don't hate each other. The real controversy started when a video surfaced from Angel Reese's post-championship Instagram Live. What was supposed to be a celebration moment ended up bringing some old tensions to the forefront. This viral video reignited the drama, and people are still buzzing about it. It was supposed to be a moment of joy for Angel Reese and her close circle of friends as they celebrated her historic NCAA title win. The excitement and cheers filled the air, but in the middle of all the celebration, one comment changed everything. Angel's best friend, who was also on the Instagram Live session.
Like, I want everybody to understand that it's just a super competitive game, and like, I would just wish people realize that, like, once I get between those lines, it's no friends. I have plenty of friends on the court that I talk to outside of the game, but like, when I get between those lines, like, we're not friends, we're not buddies. I'm gonna talk trash to you. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get in your head the whole entire game. But after the game, we can kick it. Like, I don't think people really realize that, and that's fine. I'll take the villain role. I'll take the hit for it. But I know we're going women's basketball, and if this is the way we're gonna do it, then this is the way we're gonna do it. You like it or you don't.
Offhand remark about Caitlin Clark that many found offensive. Caitlin Clark, you look like a man. At first, it seemed like just another casual, throwaway comment that would get lost in the chaos of social media. But this time, it didn't fade away. The clip quickly spread across platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, gathering thousands of views, retweets, and comments. Fans of both players began clashing, turning this into one of the most heated debates in women's college basketball in recent memory. As always, social media was quick to react. On one side, Angel's critics argued that her association with someone who would make such a comment reflected badly on her. They questioned her character and even accused her of silently endorsing the remark. These critics argued that as a public figure, Angel had a responsibility to call out inappropriate behavior, even when it came from someone close to her. But Angel has always been clear about one thing: the game is competitive.
I've had a narrative all year where they told me I was too hood, I was too ghetto, she plays dirty, she plays too hard. But every time anything I do, it goes viral. Every single time, positive or negative. When she did it, everybody was so happy. When I did it, it was an issue. Those South Carolina girls, they're my girls, and they SEC girls, so nobody's going to disrespect them, and they also disrespected my teammate Alexis before the game. So I don't really take disrespect lightly, and especially when it comes to family and my girls. So I'm going to stand behind it regardless who likes it or not.
That it's just a super competitive game. Once I step on that court, there are no friends. I have plenty of friends I talk to outside of the game, but once I'm on that court, we're not buddies. I'm going to talk trash. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get in your head for the whole game. But after the game, we can kick it, she explained. The reality is, the rivalry between her and
knows a ring is coming.
Caitlin Clark is just that, a rivalry. Outside of the court, it's not personal. But the intensity of social media makes it hard for fans to separate the two. Here's the revised version of...
So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans that are like, they ride for her. And I respect that respectfully, but sometimes it's very disrespectful. I think there's a lot of racism when it comes to it, and I don't believe she stands on any of that. But when it comes to death threats, like, I'm talking about people who come down to my address, follow me home. Like, it's come down to that. Multiple occasions, people have made AI pictures of me, like, naked. Literally.
Really?
They have sent it to my family members. My family members are like, uncles are sending it to me like,
no.
Are you naked on Instagram?
Script, adjusted for an American audience aged 30 to 70, with a casual, relatable tone and a focus on clarity. Angel Reese isn't shying away from the heat. She's willing to take on the villain role, even if it means taking the hits that come with it. I know we're talking about women's basketball, and if this is the way we're going to do it, then that's how it's going to be, like it or don't, Angel said. She knows the rivalry comes with all the noise, but she's ready to embrace it. On the other side, Angel's supporters were quick to defend her. They argued that she shouldn't be held accountable for something her friend said, especially during a live stream when emotions were running high. Many pointed out that Angel didn't react to or repeat the comment, which some took as proof that blaming her is unfair. This incident quickly sparked a wider conversation about personal responsibility and whether we should be judged by the company we keep. It's a debate as old as time. How much responsibility do we have for the actions of those around us? For Angel, this question hits home, given her history with public scrutiny. It's something she's no stranger to. Fans of Caitlin Clark, who also have a huge following, jumped in to defend her, saying the comment was inappropriate and uncalled for. They argued that Caitlin had never publicly criticized Angel in a similar way, making the remark all the more distasteful. But others, including impartial observers, raised an interesting point. Does this situation mirror past controversies with Caitlin Clark? I've had a narrative all year where they said I was too hood, too ghetto, that I played too dirty, too hard. But every time I do something, it goes viral, whether it's positive or negative. When she did it, people were thrilled. When I did it, it was a problem, Angel explained. She's also quick to defend her team and friends, particularly her South Carolina teammates and SEC rivals. Nobody's going to disrespect them, especially when they've disrespected my teammate Alexis before the game. I don't take disrespect lightly, especially when it comes to family. I'll stand by my girls, no matter who likes it or not. This isn't the first time the world of women's basketball has seen drama like this. Caitlin Clark, too, has faced her share of criticism, often for her competitive style, which some called unsportsmanlike. Yet, when fans or people close to Caitlin made questionable comments about Angel Reese, the public didn't seem to demand the same accountability from Caitlin. And let's not forget the iconic moment during the NCAA championship game when Angel made her famous "You can't see me" gesture toward Caitlin. That move went viral, sparking a frenzy in certain parts of social media. Angel's supporters and fans from her own side were quick to stand behind her, but it was clear the rivalry and its fans played a major role in how these events unfolded. The tension around this situation runs deep, and for Angel Reese, it's been more than just the usual rivalry drama. She's opened up about facing some harsh realities, including the racism that often shows up in the conversations surrounding her. I don't think Caitlin Clark stands for any of that, but when it comes to death threats, I'm talking about people coming to my address, following me home. That's happened more than once, Angel said. People have even made AI-generated pictures of me, completely inappropriate, and sent them to my family. My uncles are sending me messages asking if I'm naked on Instagram. Fans of Caitlin Clark took to social media, calling Angel classless and disrespectful, which sparked a wave of backlash. However, Caitlin never addressed these comments, and eventually, the criticism died down. But now, with the roles reversed, the same understanding doesn't seem to be extended to Angel. This double standard is raising questions about why public perception seems to be so much harsher for some athletes than others. Interestingly, Angel has chosen not to respond publicly to the resurfaced Instagram Live video or the controversy surrounding it. Some interpret her silence as a sign of maturity, avoiding further escalation, while others see it as a failure to condemn her friend's comment. The critics argue that by not speaking out, Angel is indirectly endorsing the remark. I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, the Indiana fans, that are all behind her, and I respect that. But sometimes it crosses a line and becomes disrespectful, Angel added. I think there's a lot of racism tied to all of this, but I don't think she stands for that kind of thing. Angel's decision to stay quiet may also be a recognition of how quickly social media can spiral out of control today. Responding to every comment or incident could make things worse, especially with the fast pace of social media debates. I don't think players should be responsible for a one-off comment from their friends, Angel said, reflecting on the broader issue. I don't think Aaliyah Boston should be blamed if her friend throws shade at Caitlin Clark. I don't think Nalissa Smith should be held accountable for what her family says either. The truth is, controversy often causes more harm than good, particularly for public figures. This situation highlights how social media plays a major role in shaping public narratives. A decade ago, a small incident like this might have stayed in the background, but now, it spreads like wildfire across platforms like Twitter and TikTok. The algorithms on these sites thrive on emotional reactions, whether they're positive, negative, or just controversial. This makes it all too easy for a minor moment to escalate into a massive storm, often at the expense of those involved. For many fans, this isn't just about basketball. It's about the ongoing challenges women in sports face. The coverage, the backlash, and the way narratives are shaped are all influenced by the same systems that have long placed women athletes under a magnifying glass. Angel Reese, as a black athlete, has often found herself subjected to harsher criticism compared to her white counterparts. This isn't just an issue for Angel. It's a pattern seen across various sports, from tennis to soccer. Whether it's the media or the fans, women of color, especially black athletes, face a unique and often unfair level of scrutiny. I don't think players should be responsible for one-off comments from their friends, Angel said, pointing out that it's not fair to blame athletes for every remark made by those close to them. I don't think Aaliyah Boston should be blamed if her friend throws shade at Caitlin Clark, and I don't think Nalissa Smith should be held accountable for something her family has said. The comment made during Angel's Instagram Live wasn't just offensive to Caitlin Clark. It also perpetuated harmful stereotypes about women in sports. Female athletes, particularly women of color, are often judged more harshly on their appearance and behavior compared to their male counterparts. This incident has reignited discussions about sexism and racism in sports fandoms, especially when it comes to how women are treated and criticized. One of the most contentious aspects of this controversy is the idea that public figures are judged by the people they associate with. This isn't a new concept. Celebrities, politicians, and athletes have always been scrutinized for the company they keep. For Angel Reese, her best friend's comment isn't just seen as a single offhand remark. It's been viewed as a reflection of her own character. This kind of pressure can be incredibly heavy, especially for a young athlete still trying to navigate the complex world of fame. The controversy surrounding Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark isn't just about one comment. It has sparked a much larger conversation about double standards in sports. Why are some athletes judged more harshly than others? Why do public reactions vary so dramatically depending on who's involved? These questions lie at the heart of the latest drama, and the answers reveal a lot about how society views athletes, especially women in sports. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark are two of the biggest stars in women's college basketball. Their incredible talents have earned them massive fan bases, but with that popularity comes intense scrutiny. Fans on both sides of the rivalry are deeply passionate, often to the point of being overly defensive of their favorite player. When Angel Reese's friend made the controversial comment about Caitlin Clark, the backlash was swift. Caitlin's fans rallied to defend her, calling out the remark as offensive. This intense reaction shows just how quickly things can escalate, especially when the emotions are tied to something as visible and public as sports. The backlash against Angel Reese intensified when many took it a step further, blaming her for her friend's words and questioning her integrity. This kind of scrutiny wasn't new, but the response was telling. In similar situations in the past, like when Caitlin Clark faced criticism for her on-court behavior or when people close to her made questionable comments, the reaction was notably different. Caitlin's defenders were quick to argue that she couldn't be held accountable for the actions of others. This stark contrast in reactions has led many to accuse the public of holding Angel Reese to a different, harsher standard. This double standard becomes even clearer when comparing how similar situations involving Caitlin and Angel have been handled. After the NCAA championship game, Angel faced heavy criticism for her now iconic "you can't see me" gesture directed at Caitlin Clark. Critics labeled her as classless and accused her of being overly aggressive, despite the fact that Caitlin had made the same gesture during a previous game without facing the same level of backlash. In this latest controversy, Angel is again under fire, not for something she said or did, but for something said by someone close to her. Yet when Caitlin's fans or teammates have made inflammatory comments in the past, Caitlin was rarely,